Welcome back, Cinephiles. Grab your popcorn, your baseball glove, and get ready to step back in time with movies on the brain. I'm your host, Jason, and today we're diving headfirst into the classic coming of age classic tale that stole our hearts faster than a stolen home run, The Sandlot. Directed by David Mickey Evans and featuring the talents of Tom Geary, Mike Vitar, and Patrick Renna, this film takes us on a nostalgic journey back to the summer of 1962. A fair warning, folks. This warning is loaded with spoilers, so if you haven't taken a swing at this gem yet, consider this your final warning to touch base before we round third and head for home. How did it do in the box office? The Sandlot released in theaters on April 7th, 1993 with a budget of $7 million. It had a respectable box office run garnering $32.4 million in its original release, but a less than stellar 2018 re-release of only $516,130. During its original 1993 release, it had an opening weekend of $4.9 million, ranking number 2 in the box office, only behind the also debuting Indecent Proposal by $13.4 million. In its original 7-week original release run, The Sandlot was in the top 10 of the April to May 1993 box office, except for its last week, which it left the box office at number 11. Its 2018 re-release was only for the weekend of July 20th through 22nd of 2018, going into the box office ranked number 24. Now the cast, we'll go over the cast and what other roles they've done since the movie, which is a fairly decent cast. We have Tom Geary as Scotty Smalls. Geary has since been James T. McHugh in Roe v. Wade, James Corden in The Prom, and Keith Whelan in The Unforgivable, just to name a few. David Mickey Evans, who is also the director, as adult Scott Smalls, and the narrator as the narrator in voice only. Evans went on to direct The Sandlot 2, Smitty, and Ace Ventura Jr. Pet Detective. Arliss Howard as adult Scott Smalls, the live action who we actually see at the very end of the movie. Spoilers. Howard has been Henderson Clay Claiborne in the movie The Killer, Louis B. Mayer in Mank, and Diana's father in The Boy Downstairs. Mike Vitar as Benjamin Franklin Benny Rodriguez. Mike Vitar has been a firefighter for the Los Angeles Fire Department since 2002 after retiring from acting in 1997. Pablo Vitar as adult Benny the Jet Rodriguez. This has been Pablo Vitar's only role as of this recording. Patrick Renna as Hamilton Ham Porter. Renna has since been Cupcake in the TV series Glow, Heat Dining in the TV series Bones, and Chris in Lava Lantula. Chauncey Leopardi as Michael Squints Paliodorus. Leopardi has since been Lawrence LaFontaine in CSI, Eddie in Coldwater, and Bobby Landrum in Walker, Texas Ranger. Marty York as Alan Yaya McLennan. Marty York has since been Guido Calypso in The Brothers Sinclair, Brady Oaks in the TV series Sliders, and he is currently in a movie that's in pre-production called Do Justice as a character by the name of Maverick. Brandon Quentin Aarons as Kenny the Heater de Nunez, who I've actually met, has since been the narrator in the movie The Resort, Aaron and Moisha, and also voiced Raijin in Kingdom Hearts 2. Grant Gelt as Bertram Grover Weeks. Gelt hasn't acted since 1999, but his last role was His last few roles were Jimmy Dunbar in the TV miniseries The 60s, Tucker Wittenbrough in Hey Arnold, and Spencer in Boy Meets World. Victor DiMattia, I hope I'm saying that right, as Timmy Timmons. DiMattia has since been Officer Lynham in Get Married or Die, Kid Vlad in Death Rider in the House of Vampires, and Hooks in Breakout. Jane Obedzinski as Tommy Repeat Timmons. Obedzinski has only been in one thing from 1993 to 2024, and that was a short film called Space Gila from the Deep, where he played CDC Doctor Ken Prescott. Karen Allen's is Small. Allen has since been Marion Ravenwood in the Indiana Jones movies, Mayor Lawson and Things Heard and Seen, and Betty Lowe in the TV series Blue Bloods. Dennis Leary as Bill. Leary has since been George Stacy in The Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2, Diego in the Ice Age franchise, and Coach Penn in the movie Draft Day. James Earl Jones as Mr. Myrtle. James Earl Jones has since been Darth Vader in the Star Wars franchise, Mufasa in the Lion King franchise, and King Jaffe Joffer in Coming to America, the original. Mary Shelton as Wendy Peppercorn. Shelton has since been Laura Merriweather in Solstice, Carrie Atkins in Rampage, and Sheriff Judy Hicks in 2022's Scream. Art LaFleur as Babe Ruth. LaFleur unfortunately passed away in 2021, but some of his roles prior to passing included being the Tooth Fairy in the Santa Claus franchise starring Tim Allen, Robert Sinclair in The Last Treasure Hunt, and Dad in 2017's Dive, which that was his final role. Will Horneff as Philip, the rival Little League team leader. Horneff has since been Scott and Josh in the movie Dead Tone, Eric in A Dance for Bethany, and Matt in The Longest Swing. In the summer of 1962, fifth grader Scott Smalls moved to the San Fernando Valley right outside of Los Angeles. His mother encouraged him to make friends, and he tries to join a group of boys who play baseball daily at the neighborhood Sandlot. Brothers Timmy and Tommy Timmons, Michael Squints Pallidoris, Alan Yaya McLennan, Bertram Grover Weeks, pitcher Kenny De Nunez, catcher Hamilton Ham Porter, and their leader and best player Benny Rodriguez. Everyone but Benny laughs at Small's lack of ability and attempt to play catch with and an attempt to play catch with his stepfather Bill leaves Smalls with a black eye. Nevertheless, Benny invites him onto the team and helps him improve his skill and earn the boys' respect. When Ham hits a home run into an adjacent backyard, the team stops Smalls from retrieving the ball and tells him of the Beast, a legendary, a legendarily fearsome English Mastiff living behind the fence. Many baseballs over the years have been claimed by the Beast, which is kept on a chain by its owner, Mr. Myrtle, played by James Earl Jones. At the pool, Squints fakes drowning to receive mouth-to-mouth resuscitation from lifeguard Wendy Peppercorn, who he has a crush on. He ends up kissing her, and she kicks the boys out of the pool. The boys play a 4th of July night game by the light of fireworks, and Smalls observes that to Benny, baseball was life. They later win against a rival Little League team and celebrate at a fair where a combination of chewing tobacco obtained by Bertram and riding the Trabant causes him to vomit everywhere. One day, Benny hits the cover off the team's only ball And with Bill away on business in Chicago, Smalls borrows his prized baseball signed autographed by Babe Ruth, which he has no idea who that is at this point in time. Unaware of the value, he hits his first home run, he being Smalls, sending it into the Beast's yard. Learning of the autograph, the team attempts to recover the ball with various makeshift devices, but each is destroyed by the Beast. That night, Benny dreams of the spirit of Babe Ruth, who advises him to rescue the ball himself. Heroes get remembered, but legends never die. Follow your heart, kid, and you'll never go wrong. Equipped with a new pair of PF Flyers, Benny retrieves the ball by pickling the beast and leaping back over the fence, but the dog breaks his chain and chases him through town. Benny races back to Mr. Myrtle's yard, but the beast crashes through the fence, which falls on top of it. Smalls and Benny free the beast, who gratefully licks Smalls' face and leads him to its stash of baseballs. They meet Mr. Myrtle, who turns out to have been a baseball player and friend of Babe Ruth, having lost his sight after being struck by a pitch. He kindly trades them the chewed up baseball for one autographed by all of the murderers row, and asks them to visit every week to talk baseball. Bill grounds Smalls for a week for taking the signed ball, but their relationship improves and Smalls begins calling him Dad. The boys continue to play at the Sandlot and with the Beast, whose real name is Hercules, as their mascot, but eventually go on their separate ways. Yeah goes on to join the army and develop bungee jumping. Bertram disappears into the counterculture movement. Timmy and Tommy invent mini malls. Squints marries Wendy, and they have a lot of kids. I don't remember how many right off the top of my head. Ham becomes a professional wrestler. De Nunez plays AAA baseball and now coaches his son's little league team known as the Heaters, which is De Nunez's nickname. And Benny earns the nickname the Jet after word spreads around about his encounter with the Beast. As an adult, Smalls becomes a sports commentator and remains friends with Benny, who's now a player for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Performing the play-by-play for a Dodgers game, Smalls cheers Benny on as he steals home to win the game, and they give each other the same thumbs up sign they have shared since childhood. So here are my thoughts. For a movie made in 1999, this movie still holds up. The chemistry between all the boys is really good to the point where you actually think when Tom Gary's character Smalls first meets the other boys, none of them like him. There's a lot of things to be really appreciative of in this movie, from casting choices to the iconic lines and everything in between. And like I mentioned earlier, I had a chance to meet Quentin Brandon Adams and get his autograph and asked him what it was like filming The Sandlot. And he said it was just like your typical summer with friends, and he had a lot of fun doing it. Now, I did find a lot of really neat fun facts and trivia about this movie. Oh, excuse me. The older and younger Benny were played by real life brothers Pablo and Mike Vitar. Director David Mickey Evans only had one instruction for Squints during the kissing scene with Wendy Peppercorn, and that was to keep his tongue in his mouth. Mickey Evans had Tom Geary and Mike Vitar meet and rehearse several weeks before the rest of the boys showing up, so much so that the other kids believed Geary and Vitar had been friends for a long time. To this day, Tom Geary and Mike Vitar remain friends and keep in touch with with each other. When Benny has a dream about Babe Ruth and Babe asks, I don't know why, but can I have this? He's referring to Hank Aaron's baseball card. Hank Aaron would go on to be the one to break Babe Ruth's all-time home run record. Writer and director David Mickey Evans is the narrator of the film. The picture Mr. Myrtle shows the boys is actually a picture of Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, and Jimmy Fox, with Jones's head uh, put on Fox's body. During the filming of the chase scene, Tom Geary got so overheated and dizzy that he fainted and fell into a cameraman. The Sandlot was only shot in 42 days in the order that we see it on screen. The s'more scene took 12 shots to shoot. It's because everyone kept cracking up on set. Tom Geary had to be coached on how to make it look like he didn't know how to throw or catch a baseball until Benny taught him. Geary had said in an interview that his Little League coach was pretty upset when he saw the movie. The Sandlot was the acting debuts for both Tom Geary and Mike Vitar, and they were actually the last two people cast for the film. Thanks for joining me on Movies on the Brain. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell to stay updated on my latest reviews and discussions. Have a movie you'd like to see reviewed? Leave it below and I'll add it to my ever expanding list of movies I want to review. If it's already on my list, I will credit you for the idea of the review. Until next time, keep the popcorn popping and the movies on your mind.